mystic Bobby strikes again. No, honestly.
I was the conduit for the mysticism.
Because you saw Pink.
Yeah, as I sung the Pink song. That's pretty amazing, dude.
Oh my god. Actually, you want to talk about advertising, man? I saw fucking... Where was I? Chatty? Was I Chatty or... I think it was Chatty. Yeah, it was Chatty. I was walking along and I walked past... what's it called? I walked past the shop and I saw Drew Barrymore in a poster. Like, it took me a second to realise who it was. I was like, it's Drew Barrymore. What's she advertising? She was literally just... The poster is just Drew Barrymore blowing a kiss, right? Like, she's got like her lips pursed or whatever. Do you know what she's advertising? This is a full shot of her, like, you know, from the waist up or whatever, just blowing a kiss.
So, perfume's probably not the one. It's too obvious.
Yeah, like, you'd think... Like, I wouldn't imagine Drew Barrymore was advertising perfume in this day and age. Like, she's, 50 now? She hasn't exactly done much, other than, like... She's a producer now. She's not really an actor. The perfume's left for, like, Selena Gomez and, J-Lo and shit. Yeah.
What was that?
Do you know what she was advertising?
What?
Crocs.
Crocs?
And it had because it choose comfort. She was advertising shoes. The photo was of her blowing a kiss.
So tough times in Hollywood, man. Like, people aren't getting work. Just taking whatever you can get. Tough times in Hollywood,
Literally.
man.
A photo of Drew Barrymore blowing a kiss, advertising Crocs.
Was there any shoes in the advertising?
No, it was a waist torso shot. Is that not a joke?
Doesn't make sense.
Dude,
What, she's so comfortable she's blowing a kiss?
I don't know. Dude, it was last week when I was, after the was it? Yeah, it was last Wednesday when I went looking for the Carlton jumper for, Clark Danza. Yeah, Clark Danza. Clark Danza we made a challenge in one of these episodes where we said, what did we say? We dared him to send us a photo of him with his jocks outside his pants.
And he did it.
Yeah, he did it.
It was a Superman
Bless
vs.
him.
Batman.
Yeah. Bless him, he did. So we're going to hold true to the deal and buy him a Carlton jumper. Yeah.
But
And what did he say?
Contact with him to get his address.
Dude, his parents named him after Superman.
Yeah, he was
Clark
named
Kent.
after Clark Kent.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What day was it when I went looking for the shit? Was it,
Last week.
was it Wednesday?
Last Wednesday.
Because we didn't come. Yeah, it was Wednesday because we didn't do the podcast. You and I had breakfast, and then I went to Chatty looking for all the shit. Dude.
And you failed.
I failed. I went to Rebel Sport, yeah? Rebel are our biggest sporting franchise in Australia. I asked him, where's your AFL merch? Oh, down the back to the right. Sweet.
It's in a cold, dingy room.
Dude, I went to the back, and they had an amalgamation of, like, footy jumpers, fucking...
Hats.
A-League, NRL, like everything, yeah?
Oh, all the codes.
It's because all the new shit's going to come out soon.
I look up, I'm like, abundance of Richmond jumpers, Hawthorn jumpers, St Kilda jumpers, West Coast jumpers.
West Coast, in Melbourne.
And that was it. Literally. I go up to the thing, okay, is that all you got? Where's the Carlton jumpers? Oh, yeah, they're choosing not to supply anything during the off-season. Like, what do you mean? Oh, well, we've sold out of everything, but they're not going to resupply until the start of the season.
It seems like
Okay, they only keep the more popular teams there. Okay, popular? Okay, you got St Kilda and West Coast. Are you serious? Like, this is what I said to the people in Rebel. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, we're in Melbourne, dude.
No Collingwood, no Essendon, no Carlton.
Yeah, there were Essendon jumpers, no Collingwood jumpers. Only a few random ones. Like, not as in every size is there, sort of thing. And I'm like, dude, we live in Melbourne. I'm pretty sure Carlton is one of the bigger teams with the bigger followings in Melbourne. Yeah, I go, St Kilda? Okay, what the fuck is that? West Coast? I cracked it. Walked away. They go, try they said try Kmart, or no, not Kmart. They said try our other Rebel store in Chatty. And if you don't have any luck there, go to the AFL shop. So I went to the other Rebel, nothing, same exact thing. I went to the AFL shop. I'm thinking, yeah, sweet, finally. They'll have it in the AFL shop. Yeah, they didn't. They didn't have Carlton jumpers. They were missing, like, a lot of teams again. I cracked it. I went to the guy, like the two kids working there, the two stoners behind the desk. Like, hey, mate, what's up? I'm like, what's up? I go, where are the Carlton jumpers? Yeah, nah, they're not stocking them. I go, why? And he goes, honestly, it's the supplier, Carlton's Nike sponsorship. He goes, they're cunts. Like, they don't restock until the start of the season. Like, once you run out, you run out.
That's dumb.
I go, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I go, you've got fucking... And the same thing again, West Coast, St Kilda, blah, blah, blah. He goes, man, they go by what the biggest trends were. He goes, like, Hawthorn had, like, the streak, yeah? But then they did nothing last year, but somehow they still bought all the Hawthorn jumpers back in. Like, Richmond, you understand, like, they won the flag, everyone's going to go buy a thing.
Fair enough, yeah, I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Hawthorne is trying to hang on to the glory days.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Killed them. What's
okay,
their excuse?
is this a joke? He goes, yeah. I go, well, what can I do? I go, I need a Carlton jumper. He's like, get it online. He goes, we can order it for you if you want. It might take. He goes, go to the shop, go to the Carlton store, or order it online. We can order it for you.
Drive to Carlton.
And I said, hang on. Yeah, so I'm going to either drive to fucking Carlton to buy a jumper from their fucking store, or let you order it for me and I come pick it up. Or I'll order it myself. I go, why would I come back? It's like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, that's fucked. He goes, yeah, I know. I go, mate, this is why there is no more HMV. And they looked at me and like, what's HMV? I go, oh my God. I go, how old are you boys, man? Like, they're 20, they're like 20 and 21. Like, duh. I go, you have no idea. I go, mate, I'm 33. Oh, you don't look it. I'm like, I'm 33. I go, I've been coming to Chatty for literally over 25 years. I go, there was a shop called HMV in here. You honestly go, you guys have no idea what HMV is? Like, nah. Like, literally. I go, it was a CD shop. I go, you'd come here and buy fucking CDs.
What's a CD?
And then the day I stopped buying CDs at HMV was the day I asked them about some album. They said, we don't have it on stock, but we can fucking bring it in for you.
That was the beginning of the end?
And they wanted $45-50 for this album. Because it imported prices, blah, blah, blah. And it'd be like a month wait. I go, why would I do that when I can buy it myself for $20 and have it delivered to my fucking door? Yeah, you're right. I'm like, no shit! Boys, learning lesson. That's what I said to him. I go, learning lesson, fellas. This is the way it's going to go. You think it's going to last? I go, start looking for jobs. Seriously. Dude, how fucked up is that? We're in the home of the fucking national sport. We can't buy.
The home of AFL. We're in Melbourne. It started here. Victorian Football League. VFL. VFA.
And
started here.
You can't get one.
No.
Carlton.
Can't buy it.
Carlton started in 1890-something.
No, can't do it.
Can't get a
Not
fucking
until
jumper.
the start of the season. Literally. That's why I asked.
Fuck,
I said we
man.
have to get online and buy it from whatever.
Well, it's on the way.
It's on the way.
I was going to check my bets.
Your bets. Are you serious?
Full-time gambler now, man.
You're fucked. I was driving past that Oh My God church.
You love that place.
Yeah. Well, Princess Island. I take it every week when we come here. And they changed the fucking banner. Today's, this month's or this year's or whatever, says, God is up to something. I'm like, what? And that struck me because I'm like, and it's at like 9 a.m., like prayer session Sunday or whatever. I'm like, God is up to something. What? No one knows. But like, that's what I'm saying.
Is he at the dog track? Is he? He's at Sandown.
God is at the Sandown laying beds. No.
Well, he's definitely not looking after this world, Dimitri, right?
But
That's fucked up.
Dude, that struck me. And like, people would see that and be like, oh yeah, like believe, like that's where the blind faith
Oh,
comes
it's
from.
God's will. But no, it's not.
Yeah, we haven't actually discussed religion in a while, but I was just thinking about that. Like, you just said it.
Go on, yeah.
No, I was just saying, he just said it. It's like, why would a grand planner plan for that to happen? Like a challenge.
Like, that's fucked up, dude. Imagine two children, right? And the hardest thing is, imagine, like, kids, man, like, babies, join at the head. Like, if there was a God, that wouldn't happen. Fuck that, that's bullshit. That pisses me off.
There's the thing, abnormalities and defects in birth defects and shit can happen because of like the parents' diets or like, lifestyle, genetics, whatever. Yeah. You're born in Hiroshima, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Chernobyl.
Right? Yeah, Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Right? That can happen in those cases, la la la. But at the same time, it can just happen. You always see like, the kids in Guatemala or fucking Sri Lanka or something.
Yeah.
And there's two kids, and then they have this 48 hours of surgery and they successfully, separate these kids who were born at their head sharing a fucking brain.
Top surgeon flown in from Sweden.
Yeah, literally. And then one dies like 2 weeks later or something.
Yeah.
When they perform the surgery, it's like, oh my God, it's a miracle, thank God. And then one of them dies.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, well.
yeah. And then they've got to live with that, right? Who would fucking allow that to happen?
Exactly. What kind of
lesson is that meant to be?
Yeah. Who's it teaching a lesson to?
Who
are the parents that had the babies, or the kid that died, or its sibling that has to live with that, knowing that I survived and my sibling didn't?
Yeah.
And that's a twin. That's a
Maybe-
conjoined twin, dude.
Maybe when they go up to heaven, they're going to have some experiences that angels need. Broad spectrum,
my
Nicholas.
dick. Whatever, man. My like gift.
What about like when people have an accident, right? And then they turn into a pedophile.
What do you mean an accident?
What?
Head trauma.
Oh, and their brains are...
There's cases of dudes that have had car accidents and they turn into like a pedophile or like a murderer or...
They say, yeah.
How's that godly?
It's not.
Was that in your grand plan?
Bullshit, exactly. That's why I just...
That's the devil.
The devil is everywhere.
Damn devil.
Seriously, dude. It's the devil. Did you see that Bill Maher fucking clip that I sent you?
Dude, I saw it. I haven't looked at it yet.
There was one that popped up, and he's talking about food labelling laws. This was years ago. This was 2 years ago, nearly 3, when it actually came up. They were wiping out legislation in the States to remove food labelling laws of where the food comes from. Like, you know, when they were talking about passing a bill of, like, just the GMO labels getting passed in Canada. They're like, no, we can't do that. Yeah. And then, like, they don't film shit in slaughterhouses to allow that footage to come out. Why? And Bill Maher said because when they showed the forklifts pushing these barely alive cows into, like, the food chain, it just, like, yeah, it sent everyone up in arms. But just reminded me of this. Hang on. This kills it.
There's a show on Netflix at the moment called Rotten, and it's all about the food industry and how like, the fucked up places. I haven't watched it, but it looks interesting.
Now, since 2005, we've had a law that says when a supermarket sells beef, the label has to say where it came from. Look, here's a package of underpants. There's a label on it, tells you where it's from, Honduras. They are the underwear makers par excellence. Here's a pound of ground beef, or whatever. Where did it come from? Fuck you is where it came from.
Dude, that one I sent you was fucking a joke. That was like you to a T. It was the, what was it called? Fuck, hang on. Where's that thread?
Fuck you, that's where it came from.
Fuck you is where it came from. Hang on. Which one did I say was you to?
Well, I reckon man-made meat will be on the market soon, Nicholas.
Man-made meat?
If it isn't already.
Man-made meat? What do you mean? As in lab meat?
Yeah, lab meat.
Oh, fuck off, man.
Why?
To solve hunger.
Okay, look this way.
To get protein without killing the cow.
I like my meat
The one I said that reminded me of you was The News is Broken, where he's shitting on all the news anchors how they spend, in a 30-minute report on the news, they spend like 12 minutes talking about the weather and the catastrophes and the cyclones and the blizzards, then spend like the feel-good thing of like 5 minutes, and it leaves like 4 minutes for actual news.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally. Yeah. You got to watch the one that I sent you, because that's like you to a T.
That sounds pretty bang on.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you think man-made meat is going to solve a global hunger crisis?
Probably help a little bit.
As in the quantity, could they keep up with demand?
Do you think...
What do
you reckon the process for man-made meat would cost?
It's fucking been a long journey to get it to where it is at the moment.
Yeah. What does a man-made hamburger cost? Like a steak.
Don't know.
Exactly. I don't think government legislation would put it forward to a point where something like that would be that cheap, where it was going to solve world hunger, because it's not in their... It's not in their it's not in their interests to solve world hunger. And they might use it to feed their armies, you know what I mean? And to like keep that shit going and start building up the supply so when Armageddon actually hits.
Baked beans and man-made meat.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what, you really think they're going to solve? Dude, we could have solved world hunger a long time ago.
Oh, dude, it's not to solve world hunger. Let's not kid ourselves.
That's my point.
Yeah, it's to make money, but yeah, they put it as like that.
They just bind to their Escalade and build a bigger palace and just keep moving along.
That was very newsroom of you. Come on, let's not kid ourselves here. Very professional. All right, Demetrius, let's not kid ourselves.
Johnny's editorial response.
I drink a beer and I become professional.
Let's not kid ourselves.
The drunk. You drink a beer and you're just stone sober with the facts.
Yeah, they're really close, dude. They're really close. It's been years in the making. I'll look it up.
I've never heard of it.
Really?
Dude,
I think we've talked about it before.
I eat real meat.
Well, soon you'll be eating meat from the man.
I'm not eating nothing from the man.
Injected full of goodness.
I mean, they inject how much shit in our meat right now. And could you imagine what they're going to put in that thing?
It's like when I buy meat from Aldi's or Woolworths. Two complete different colours, Nicholas.
Dude, you can straight away. You can tell.
Aldi's meat's dark, like a dark, almost burgundy.
Because there's blood in it.
Burgundy. Woolworths meat is
like what?
Salmon.
Yeah,
like
but have
salmon.
you seen it? It's a pale.
Pale, yeah.
Pale.
Because they've washed all the blood out of it.
And not just that, and they also bleach it with
Food dye
chlorine and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's standard.
It's disgusting.
That's standard, man. That's absolutely
And that's
standard.
why it's cheap there.
It's not actually that cheap.
Compared to like...
Oh, Aldi, yeah. Have you seen, Coles, man? For Coles, you can go buy 2 steaks for like $12.
That's why I always go to the butcher.
Yeah.
Cut it up.
Standard.
Beautiful.
I've been doing that for... I need to do another run. I did one about 2 months ago, but I've run out. Fuck, what was
All right, here I've got to look at the knowledge on the meat.
Beat the meat, mate. Let's go.
Injogogi, a textured vegetable protein whose name means man-made meat, is made from leftover dregs from soybean oil products. Injogogi can be made into injogogibab, where tubes of protein are stuffed with rice and smeared with chili paste.
So what's it got to do with meat?
That's different. That's man-made meat. But then there's lab-grown meat.
Here we go. Lab grown. This is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Can we make meat more humane? Well, that's true. It's more humane if they make it in the lab rather than kill the cow, right?
You know what's... It's fucked up, man. Like, making it more humane, right? We lose focus of... It's one thing to torture an animal. It's another thing to eat it because you need to survive. Like, does that make sense?
Yes.
We got to this point. Human beings have evolved for fucking how many millions of years? Like, how long has the evolutionary chain been going? Society didn't just wake up and suddenly we've got iPhones and fucking veggie wraps and Botox. You know what's inhumane? Botox. Pumping some fucking... Mate, the human Ken doll. That came up.
Did you see that guy?
Dude.
Oh, dude.
Here's one.
He removed 4 of his ribs.
That's exactly what I had screenshotted, yeah? The human Ken doll recently just removed 4 of his ribs, and he's finally happy.
His blazer can just fit perfectly.
Yeah, he wants to look completely tapered, like he's built to the shithouse, with like no waist.
Oh, so it gives him more of a V look.
Yeah.
Because his ribs missing.
He's now removed ribs. Not only, if he fucking gets into an accident, as in a toddler pushes up against him, his internal organs are going to be exposed, right? Your ribs are there to protect your fucking organs. They're not a cosmetic thing, part of the fucking appeal, aesthetics. They're there to serve a purpose.
It's not like an appendix.
How much money has that... If you want to look up the fact, I don't know what it is. How much money has that human Ken doll fucking spent on cosmetic surgery? Seriously. No, seriously. And now we're going to be growing lab-made meat to stop world hunger. When you allow retards like the human Ken doll to spend a small fortune on freaking himself out like that. Like, that's fine.
He's only like 30 years old.
Yeah, he's young. He's a young guy. But it's okay to dwindle away money and blah, 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 to do that to yourself, and that's not inhumane to allow someone to do that to themselves. That's not inhumane. No, like, seriously. But we're going to humanely kill animals. Like, dude, I'm not saying lop a fucking horse's head off with a hot cleaver, right? But I always say it, when we go to zero, if the fucking apocalypse hits, everyone will be scrounging for dog meat if that's all they can get.
People would eat anything.
He'd be the ultimate villain on a movie, man.
Yeah, he looks fucked.
Holy shit, have you seen him?
Dude, he looks fucked.
Ultimate villain. He'd be a sick villain, though.
Dr. Plastos. I got two quotes of the first guys that tried the lab-grown meat. It was dry. Oh, my phone.
Dry. It's just cooked. Turkey's a little dry.
So one guy said
The turkey's a little dry.
it was dry, there was no fat in it yet, so it wasn't perfect, but it tasted meaty. And the other guy said, the mouthfeel was the same as the feel you get from a regular hamburger.
So? Dude, you can have, Lord of the Fries. You had Lord of the Fries, man?
I haven't. You told me that was vegetarian, was it?
Oh, dude, they grow it from stem cells.
Dude, that's Lord of the Fries, they're veggie burgers. They're made out of lentils and chickpeas. It's a completely vegan restaurant. I've had the Lord of the Fry burgers. They're nice. They feel like burgers. You don't know you're eating a veggie burger until you start paying attention. No stem cell research there, man. Just fucking lentils and chickpeas.
Just good, healthy.
Like
produce.
falafels. Falafels are fucking chickpeas, man.
I love falafels.
Yeah.
I love chickpeas. I love hummus.
And they're hearty as fuck. You're telling me we have to grow stem cell research and shit to make meat?
Which they take from factory farmed animals anyway.
Yeah. How does that make sense? But that's my point, man. We are too fucking precious to the point where we're spoilt for choice. We're forgetting there are fucking African kids out there that haven't got fucking water. Don't kill the cow. wait for the stem cell cows to come along. Like, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker's starving, man. He's going to wait for science to catch up with stem cell research on food to avoid growing cows? And what are we going to do with all the excess cows? Put them in fucking what? Farms? Petting zoos? To serve what purpose?
I haven't thought about the cows.
No, I'm serious.
It's going to be a lot of leftover cows.
There'll be all the leftover
Dude, they'll probably
cows.
just be locked up and just harvested for their stem cells
Yeah.
in a tiny little cage.
Isn't that worse?
Are we not going to make fucking shoes anymore with leather? Are we not going to use cow hides for leather anymore?
We're going to use pleather.
Is it all going to go pleather? Dude, pleather's
like
bad
that.
for you.
Yeah.
The plastic and the toxicity in pleather is fucked up. No, I'm being honest. It's fucked. You put on a leather jacket and you put on a pleather jacket, bit of a fucking difference, right? But we're spoiled for fucking choice now. Or are we all going to go back to wearing potato sacks, running around freezing to death, but we can't touch the cows because it's inhumane to kill them? So let's just wait for the scientist to come and roll out with his pills. Dude, that's the point of being a human being. Why do we have gourmet chefs in the world? Because they turned cooking into like an artisan craft. That's why you pay, like you have all these chefs shitting out $1,000 plates because it's meant to be like the ultimate fucking high. Why don't we just all drink fucking petrol, sniff paint glue, and sit at home watching The Bachelor?
I'm down.
No, I'm just saying. Why bother having anything? We're meant to like push ourselves to like new levels of like intellect, creativity, fucking blah 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 blah. Give me one fucking thing that eating petri dish steak has over eating an actual fucking steak.
No killing the cow. But, like, there's still going to be cows in an inhumane area, apparently, in a factory.
Dude, if someone said to me, we've got stem cell burgers now, if we take this on board within 12 months, right, if we stop killing cattle, we stop cattle, pigs, fucking anything, pork and all that sort of shit, if someone said to me, we'll stop killing cattle, we'll stop raising cattle to be fucking for food, but we take on this stem cell shit, within 12 months we'll have cured human poverty and hunger, I'll be like, cool, do it, bring it on. But if I don't see
We know it's not for that.
every child fucking eating,
A rat burger.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I don't see every child well fed, if those ads on TV in the middle of the day don't stop of the African kids starving, if they're still going in 12 months, I'll fucking burn every fucking Parliament House down.
Well, I'll be on my farm cutting up some real meat.
Do you understand my
His
point?
flock of cows walking behind him.
Dude,
You're going to have like a shepherd stick, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm that guy.
Nick the shepherd.
that
And I'm staying
guy.
on my hill. Just
That
like this.
guy.
This is my land.
Everyone's driving around in brand new cars and shit. This guy's standing there with a
Sandals.
stick and sandals.
Yeah, like the Jesus sandals.
Yeah, the Crocs.
Yeah.
Drew
My
Barrymore.
land.
No. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
These cunts are putting fucking money into that sort of research. Dude, people are dying of leukemia. Do you know what I mean? MS does not have a fucking cure. But we're trying to harvest stem cell burgers for what? Why?
The hipsters.
Oh, it's low fat. Buy a treadmill. Go for a run. We've survived as a species this long based on this.
Burgers, huh?
Smoking is still allowed, right? Of
course it is.
We put a warning label on it, taxed it more, but we still allow smoking because it's a vice that makes a lot of fucking money. When they bring in the stem cell burgers, are they going to get rid of the smoking as well? Because it's better for humanity?
They'll bring in stem cell cigarettes.
I'm being honest. Are they investing money in making stem cell fucking cigarettes that will no longer contain carcinogenics and carbon
But it
monoxide?
gives you the same kind of...
No, we've got e-cigarettes now.
But they don't do the same thing. Everyone, look, otherwise you guys would be still on the vapes, and you're not. Neither of you are.
vapes.
That was that was an experiment gone wrong.
Although I never tried the nicotine juice, Nicholas.
Not good, I tried it.
But that's my
Honestly,
point.
it just burns your fucking throat, and it's worse. It's worse. Like, fuck that. Anyway, yeah.
Dude, there's nothing fucking wrong with catching something and eating it. Like, literally. Are we going to stop animals from killing other animals? Are we going to stop throwing dead chooks into the fucking shark pit? Is that allowed?
Yeah, Johnny.
Dude, I'm not trying to be outlandish or obscure. This is all relevant shit. Are we going to stop raising chooks to be killed for fucking shark meat? Oh, at the zoo. You go to the fucking lion enclosure and they're throwing dead fucking rabbits into the enclosure. They weren't dead. They weren't always dead. Where'd you get these rabbits from,
Someone
man?
snapped their neck 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. See what I mean?
I think the argument is more like just the way in which they're kept and the torture they go through before the kill.
Okay, so crack down on that. Spend the money on, moderating.
Big frolicking farms.
Yeah, dude, spend the money on fucking moderating that and, monitoring it. But don't tell me we're going to stop killing cows because it's inhumane to breed animals for our consumption. We need to be intelligent enough. We need to be intelligent enough to fucking drive cars. We need to be intelligent enough to make sure animals in captivity are kept alive and have mates and all that sort of shit. We need to be intelligent enough to grow rats and mice for scientific experiment. Yeah? We need to be smart enough to do that. We need to be able to harvest pig valves in order to replace human fucking valves, right? In human hearts. That's fine. But we need to be fucking dumb enough to think we don't sit anywhere at the top of the food chain. We're at the bottom. So we need to create enclosures that simulate natural habitats for animals, rather than just leave the animals in their natural habitat.
Yeah.
We need to be smart enough to be able to orchestrate that. Dude, you go to a zoo, they will spend fucking hundreds and thousands of dollars on building a natural habitat enclosure.
Just leave it where it was.
Yeah, and then spend money round the clock on fucking research on how to contain these animals and keep them alive.
How to make it have sex.
While maintaining their sanity and simulating their natural habitat. Rather than just leave the fucking animals in the wilderness and not fuck with them.
Yeah.
See my point?
Yeah, I do.
But I guarantee you, if we didn't have the luxuries we have, we'd be in the fucking savannah with a spear looking for something to fucking eat.
Yeah. We'd be like buffed up Bobby on the island, living off the land.
Literally.
Sloth Island.
But that's the
Sloth
point.
Island.
And that's what shits me about the religion thing. That's what shits me about all this crap, man.
You said something else. You compared the rats that we breed to the inhumanity of the cows. Or the rats and mice.
Yeah, or you go to a pet shop to buy mice so you can feed your snake.
But I feel... I feel like a rat is a lot smarter than a cow. Right? It's not as big, but it's smarter.
They put the mouse in the maze and it gets to the end and starts playing video games, but the cow just stands there getting cattle prodded with the baton.
But you know what I mean? We put cows above rats, without a question.
Well, I'm sure
But rats are smarter than a cow.
If you get on Google, I'm sure you can find are cows smarter than mice.
They can't. They can't be.
But that's what shits me, dude. And all this over-policing crap, the way society has turned out, right now, our place in society, right, where we are as a people, yeah,
Gumsville.
we're being over-policed. At the same time, we're policing shit that makes no fucking sense, that doesn't need to be policed. We're wasting time worrying about shit that has no impact. No impact on society's progression, no impact on jack shit. It's either all just revenue raising or it's people not pulling the wool over our eyes, but just taking us for suckers. And now you're going to tell me that we're going to stop killing animals because stem cell researched fucking lab-induced meat is the smarter alternative. Why? Because it's healthy. Because people are too fucking lazy to go out for a run or watch what they eat. We're that fucking dumb. That's what I'm saying. We're expected to be smarter and consider the repercussions of our actions and blah blah blah, and then we have to think about the animal's psyche and all this crap. Yeah, think about the dude. Plants.
Every vegan is just
it's a fucking
right
known
now.
fact that organisms have got fucking central nervous systems, like nervous systems, like they can feel.
Grass talks to each other.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? They keep saying it every day. There's new fucking science, right? Are vegans keeping that in consideration? Slaughtering the animals?
So who are the real killers?
Are they going to take out Jim's mowing because he's cutting the grass? You know? You're destroying our planet?
Sorry, Jim, you're out of business.
Let the grass grow free? No! Really? Am I at what point?
I'm sure there are some people that extreme.
You know what they're going to start doing? Dude, it's like Bill Burr said. It's about them controlling... It's funny.
It says here rats are some of the smartest
Yeah.
things around, and cows are one of the dumbest.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
The dumbest is dumbest animal on the planet is the turkey.
Oh. I would have said the dodo bird before it died, right?
Say this though, Just the stuff that they focus on. You know what I mean? There's a guy from Nestle that doesn't think water is a human right. I mean, that guy should be hunted down and shot. Yeah. Right? And they're going to sit and just talk about all the, I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, we got to get America back to work.
It's like, dude, this guy wants to own the rain. Can we do something about this guy? He was at Nestle. You're supposed to be happy, like making cocoa for people. And this guy's like going, well, people are running out of water. What if we owned all the water and we kept it under our place? And in the future, when everybody's... That's why I picture the guy talking. I want to own the water. I want to have it underneath my house. And just, I'll come to the door in a robe, slightly ajar. Right? It's a complete...
Dude, it's exactly that, right? Imagine they take away the meat, yeah? And they start taxing the meat the way they start taxing sugar, and they start taxing fucking, what's the other one they started taxing? Sugar and, the sugar tax, the cigarettes. They don't want us to grow our own tobacco.
Alcohol as well.
That's illegal.
Yeah,
alcohol, they took away the vices because we're going to charge more. Making more money on this shit than ever before. People are still going to fucking do it because it exists, right? Dude, imagine they take away the meat thing, yeah? We're all going vegan. If you can't afford this stem cell meat, too bad, you're going vegan, right? No more killing animals. Okay, what happens if I start growing my grass in my backyard? Are people going to start buying land all of a sudden to grow grass to eat? Or, who owns all the property in the world? Who owns all the fucking real estate? Are people going to be forced to go buy bales of hay at, like, government subsidised prices? Hay soup. You're telling me fresh produce is going to... Dude, fresh produce is going to go up.
Cream of hay.
I'm serious. Fresh produce will go up, right?
Yeah.
The need for fresh produce will be higher than ever, okay? Or are we going to be eating them out of pills like in, what did you say? What movie was it? Where they ate the tablet, like
the
the
Jetsons.
The Jetsons, yeah? Are we moving to that? That's what I'm saying. Imagine, right, the government says no more killing fucking livestock. We're going fucking either petri dish pot roast or nothing. All right, so I start growing grass in my backyard and just eating that. And they're like, hang on a second, this guy's living off the fucking land. He's not paying anyone for the grass.
How dare he?
Like the water. The Nestle guy thinks that water shouldn't be a human right. It fucking rains. It comes from the sky. No. Tobacco comes from the ground. No.
That's the whole tobacco thing. Like, you can't have a tobacco plant and grow it.
No.
But it's okay for them to do it.
That's the point.
And charge you for it.
Because it's regulated.
Make money.
It's regulated.
How fucked up is just that?
Yeah. Dude, think about this, yeah?
Just that alone.
Dude, my uncle and my cousin in Greece, in
Like,
the
it's
village...
okay for them, but it's not okay for you. They're adding chemicals to it.
My uncle and my cousin in Greece, in the village, right? They've spent the last 60 to 80 years, right, between father and son, like, my uncle's in his late 70s now, right? So he would have gone into the survival mode when he was a kid. He's spent a good 60 years breeding fucking goats. Herds of goats, which he sells for food. He eats them and he fucking breeds them. They cultivate the land on the mountain, the grass, they keep that down, and he sells them, right? Imagine the government turning around saying, yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Shotguns are out, mate.
Yeah. It's like, oh, what the fuck am I meant to do?
Eat tomatoes.
You buy your goat meat from the lab, and find another job.
Yeah, good luck.
Pretty much, dude. That's probably where it'll be eventually.
Yeah.
No,
I understand when we phase out industries, like asbestos, right? We don't make asbestos anymore because it's fucked, so eventually... You weasel that out. But, dude, asbestos isn't integral to the means of survival.
Mm-mm.
I can do without asbestos. It's fine.
People need
I need to eat. I need to eat. Man has been doing this for fucking millions of years. That's insanity.
True dat, Timmy.
It's insane. Dude, am I
I
alone?
love spucking the barbecue and throwing on a big juicy piece of steak. I just love it. So no one's going to take the meat away from me. I'm telling you.
Dude.
I'm telling you.
It's insanity.
I'll eat a human if I have to.
Human beings. Dude, we're creatures of habit and we're fucking sheep at the same time, right? Nick said it ages ago. All right? We will do whatever is put in front of us. Okay? If we've given no options, we'll just make do. Or if we see it as being very, very, if it's a bad thing or we don't agree with it, we rebel and we find another way. We create another, mother is, necessity is the mother of invention, right? Think about this, man. You turn the TV on, and if it's like Married at First Sight, or fucking, the reality shows, and like a slew of reality shows, and all that sort of shit, yeah? Imagine if you turn the TV on, and it was literally just nothing but documentaries. Or nothing but, creative shit like theatre, or fucking film, or whatever. And there were no reality shows. what would happen?
Or it was something beneficial, like teaching you how to be self-sufficient.
Dude,
like
it
each
was
week
literally
tells you how
a
to-
lifestyle channel on free to air, and it was like, today we're focusing on fucking making damper. Today we're learning about Egypt. Today we're looking at the internal engine of a fucking Chevy 67. Okay. You'd sit there and watch it, or you'd do something else.
You'd have a very well-informed people, Jimmy.
Reality TV only came about when we were like, it was like year 2000 specs, man. 2000, 2001. Yeah, we were like 16 when reality TV first
MTV
came
were
out.
the pioneers.
Yeah. Yeah, what's it called? Real Life.
Yeah, real life. Yeah.
Right?
Have you seen the comedy version of it?
Oh, and
Charlie
Chappelle.
Murphy and shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chappelle.
I think one of the...
Yo, get the fuck out of the room, man.
Yo, bro, I don't feel safe. The white guy. His dad got stabbed. Banged his missus. Yeah. His missus got banged. His dad got stabbed. That guy. Yeah, I don't feel safe.
I think Paris Hilton was an early pioneer as well, right, with The Simple Life?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
That's my point, man. Reality TV wasn't here one day, and now we have it. If it went away tomorrow, no one would give a fuck.
Ooh.
No, but
I
that's the
wouldn't.
point. We deal with what is put in front of us. That's what I'm saying. We deal with what is put in front of us.
so if it was taken away and you had no choice,
What are you going to do? Something else.
put something else on.
They've been doing that for millions of years, dude. They've been doing that for millions of years. That's what society
We've
progression
only
is
had
for.
reality TV for the last 17 years.
So why give us this...
20 years. Let's say 20 years.
All right, let's say, yeah.
Why give us this mindless garbage?
Because it makes money for someone. It's cheap, quick, nasty, like fast food. Reality TV in the media world is the fast food because it's cheap to produce. You don't really need scripts.
Cheap ingredients?
You don't need actors. You use celebrities, or the medium itself creates celebrities, and that in turn creates work, advertising, marketing.
Who are the most genius fucking shows on TV? That's reality. They Gogglebox. Absolute fucking genius.
Yeah, genius.
If people on the couch, so let's say us, are watching people on the couch watch TV. And people fucking watch it.
Just watching their reactions to the TV show or whatever.
Yeah.
Why don't you watch the TV show and have a reaction? Like, but you're watching some dumb cunt on a couch.
But that's the thing. Like, I never thought our podcast
Genius.
would get any traction whatsoever, right? Because I didn't know the appeal of the podcast. And then I started looking at podcasts like across the world, and there's millions of them, right? Every fucking minute there's a new podcast. Like,
Our only saviour.
what, the podcast?
Humanity.
The reason why podcasts are so popular is because they're fucking real. I mean,
It's not quote-unquote real.
yeah, you can get scripted podcasts or like topical podcasts or whatever.
Got
like,
time for that.
Like our one, right? It's not scripted.
Ain't nobody got time for that, Nick.
Because it's real. It's three people just talking real fucking opinions. Whether people agree with us or don't, whatever, but there's nothing scripted about it. And that's the point.
Scripted. We don't even bring notes anymore.
No, dude, I've still got my fucking notes. Don't worry about me. But that's the point, man. Like, we need to draw a line as a society where the scripting ends, and when it doesn't just become a marketing fucking machine. Like, I don't want to sound all conspiracy theorist or fucking Fight Clubby. You know, like, I'm not trying to channel Tyler Durden here. Like, it's not what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm not. You know, because I still fucking drive a fucking imported car. I still wear clothes like that I didn't make myself. You know what I mean? Like, I have an apartment with no grass because it's easy to maintain, not because I don't have a herb box. You know, I don't grow my own fucking bullshit. I don't. But at the same time, like, let's just pull
I grow my own herbs.
Huh?
I grow my own herbs.
You're a horticulturist. UV lights and taps. Did you see that fucking...
Like chives and basil.
Did I send you the photo? Did you see the photo of the house behind in the back streets of my building?
With all the power, with all the...
How good is that?
How fucked up is that?
That's how my bungalow used to look.
That's got to be they've got to be growing something there. No, like seriously.
Lots of power cords going into that house.
There's a house.
Yeah, but that's a bit obvious.
There's a house just behind
Might be
my
too
building.
obvious to be, yeah.
Yeah, for anyone listening, I realised the other day how slummy my actual area is. There's a house about 3 blocks from my building, and they've got power cables, power lines, extension cords running from the front of the property all the way to the back of the house.
It's literally up every right angle of the house. Like, it goes up the sides, across the roof,
into
down
the
the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Around the whole house.
That's just fucked.
It's a weed house.
It has to be a weed
It's a grow house.
A grow house? No.
Hey, you said before, with the water monopoly or whatever, did you see Cape Town in South Africa?
Oh, they're short. They've
They've got like a day zero countdown.
They've got a day zero for water.
That's pretty dark, dude.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
People are starting to use grey water for like everything. Like they're filling up the cistern and stuff in their toilets, refusing to flush for anything serious, unless it's something serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine us being thrown in this situation? Dude, full circle. This is what we started the podcast talking about today. Can you imagine us in fucking Cape Town's situation? And Cape Town's developed, dude. It's not a rural country or anything.
Well, I've got the walking outside to take a piss down, Pat. I always do that. You know me. You guys know
all
me.
right. Yeah, but I'm just saying. Like, can you imagine people literally at day zero for water? What would you do?
Especially having like a little kid and stuff. Like,
Dude.
if I couldn't give my little girl a fresh drink and she's like, that'd be horrible, man.
I need to wash my child. The kid's covered in shit. Dude, I come home from work and I need to shower because I feel fucking like I've got... Dude, you rub your hand across my forehead at the end of a day and because of the black shit in the warehouse, I'm literally disgusting.
Would you go live near the ocean?
If we were running out of water,
Yeah.
just like be one of those hopos.
You can
Bathes in
wash
the
in the ocean. You can filter the water, ocean water. Something to survive.
Filter the ocean water.
You can boil it. There's things you can do to make it drinkable.
That's why everyone through society, through the history of time...
Is there really?
Everyone through the history of time
sure of
has
that?
sought refuge by coastal fronts or rivers and shit like that to get running fresh water.
Priority number one.
That's the point. Can you imagine what would happen if the government said we're going to buy all the water? Dude, they've already done it. When water tankers first came in, like 10, 15 years ago, when the water shortages were really bad in Melbourne, we had all the restrictions and shit.
Yeah, I couldn't wash my car.
Yeah.
Which devastated me.
Dude, a mate of mine started buying water tankers and selling them because he found a cheap source in China, and everyone started putting grey water in. What happened? A year or two into the experiment, the government first started subsidising water tankers. So if you were going to put a water tanker in your house for grey water, they would pay a portion of it, and you get a levy on the water that you actually used from the reservoir. Then they upped the ante, charged more for the tankers, and then said, you know what, you've got grey water, we're going to charge you more for water. Because you're saving money.
Takes away the incentive to actually want to do
That's
good.
exactly the point.
That's so fucked up.
They did the same thing with the solar panels.
That's just pure fucked up.
you
dude.
could get.
That's pure fucked up.
There were levies to get solar panels installed in your house.
Yep.
Then they started charging you for putting solar panels in your house.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke, dude.
No, that's for real. That's not heaven.
That's inside 15 years. That's not 50 years of development. That's
The
inside
government's
15
like, hang on a
years.
minute. They're not paying us any money.
Can you imagine? That's my point exactly. Imagine they start selling us these Petri dish steaks, and then after 10 years, they're like, yeah, all right, well, you're no longer growing cattle to eat. Let's do away with the rest of the animals as well. From now on, you get all your meat from us. That's the way it is. No, like, that's it.
Welcome to the Victorian Meat Centre.
Yeah.
You walk
It
into
all
a
have to
meat
be
centre.
federally funded. Yep. They'd have to be federally funded, right? Because, I mean, farmers and shit get subsidies now, like from the government, right, to exist, just to make sure they keep existing. So if all the labs started fucking making lab meat, which we can't trust, because we don't know where it's coming from. I mean, we don't, that's the point that Bill Maher was making.
The thought of eating like meat.
You need
that's
to know,
grown in
yeah,
a petri dish.
people
freaks me
need to
out.
know where their meat comes from. It's like, here's a pound of ground beef, or whatever. Like, who knows? Who
Basically
cares?
playing God.
Yeah.
I'm creating meat.
It's exactly what it is.
I'm creating meat for you to eat.
It's exactly what it is.
God
fucked up.
forbid you worship something other than what they tell you to worship. Yeah. But now you're literally at the beck and call of whoever's creating this fake meat. Who's creating the fake meat? Government?
White lab coats.
White lab coats. Federally funded white lab coats. Seriously. No, I'm serious. So is it in reality, in 20 years' time, if they eliminated the need for cattle, or is cattle obsolete, or do we just let them run free and they have free reign of the house? Do we worship them like Hindus? Because in India, Hindus worship cows.
They don't eat beef.
They don't touch beef. They don't drink milk. Cows are worshipped, and everyone laughs. Oh, look at them, they're worshipping cows. They get out of the way. Well, what happens when we stop eating cows? We teach our kids, we no longer eat cows. Why? Oh, they have feelings. So are we shitter than the cow? I have feelings. No one gives... Dude, I'm okay to work for 70 hours a week in a warehouse with no natural sunlight, back-to-back shifts to pay tax. No one cares about my feelings.
This reminds me of just something else. Oh, you go. If you
No, I was going to say, everything in this world's got a use.
Yeah.
If it's not useful,
Yeah, it
Pull
fades
in the head.
away. Yeah, it fades away.
that's it. Yeah.
Well, I was just listening. It reminded me of like government controlling shit or whatever. Water-powered engines.
Yeah, the hydropower, yeah.
Yeah, I listened to a podcast with a guy who's like just has this real basic kit, so you can do it yourself at home.
Yeah.
Pretty much turn any combustion engine into a half hydro-powered engine.
Oh, like a conversion kit, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, it's just water in a reservoir that runs into the same port as the gas. But then there's like electrodes hooked up to the water.
Yeah.
So when the electrodes hit the water, it gives off like some gas which turns into hydrogen. And it literally makes the engine like 50% more efficient, like straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Just like this basic little invention.
Yeah. You got that.
And we're all driving around in like technology that's older than 100 years, just polluting the system.
Dude.
But it's like, this guy shows how simple it is just to like half your emissions.
Yeah, but then all the petroleum factories will be out of business. We can't have that.
Well, Dubai said they're running out of oil.
Yeah.
Within the next 10 to 20 years, they're going to run out of oil.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll just move on to the next.
Solar power. Something else. No, like, literally, but that's what I'm saying. This guy, where'd you say it? YouTube, podcast, whatever.
Podcast.
Yeah. So, this dude has a solution. They're not investing in that. They're investing in petri dish fucking poultry. Like, literally. Literally. What do you reckon's a bigger issue?
Well, you don't have to eat meat. Or you have to eat beef if you don't want to survive.
No, you don't.
But you need air to survive,
Yeah.
right?
Do they care? No. Dude, Trump's government is still convincing the world that global warming doesn't exist. He was
even, like, take
did you see him
away-
at Davos? The meet in Switzerland. The other day. It was last 2 to 3 days ago.
Probably not.
Big fucker. I've been seeing a lot of shit on that on CNN, NBC. They're all the comedians are talking about it. He went to this meet and greet of like the world's most elite like fucking leaders, which he always used to shit can. He's like, no, I'm going to go. Yeah, made his speech or whatever. He's got his State of the Union address. I think it was last night. But he's sitting there and he's got an interview with Piers Morgan, right? Piers Morgan won Trump's reality show a couple of years ago. Yeah. So they've sat down for their first like interview, meet and greet, whatever. And he's like, how do you feel about global warming? He's like, first of all, there wasn't. He goes, how do you feel about climate change? He goes, well, you know, sometimes it gets cool and sometimes it gets hot. Look, it wasn't always climate change. It used to be called global warming. And then things were getting cold everywhere, so that failed. So that's why they changed it to climate change. The guy still doesn't believe it. He thinks the polar caps are setting records. It's like, yeah, they are. They're getting smaller. Record-breaking lows, not highs, like as in they're melting. He thinks it's the other way around. Like they're doing brilliantly. They're fine.
Fucked up, man.
According to him, there is no global warming thing. And his entire government, his entire cabinet are all behind it saying, oh, there is no global warming. We don't need to worry about it. Dude, they look at like yesterday was cold, so there is no global warming. When scientists are coming out, the same scientists are working alongside the petri dish poultry heads saying global warming exists. You look at you look at a time map and a heat map of the last 100 years, and it just goes from blue to red, and it's just consistently hotter and hotter every year by one, even if it's 1 degree, half a degree.
It's a lot.
It's warm.
That's a lot.
It's warm.
Dude,
And
even
this-
half a degree.
And this is specifically around what we do. This is as a direct result of our actions in the last fucking 50 years.
And like, even if you don't want to believe about global warming, like even just the cities that are full of smog,
Yeah.
people wearing masks.
Yeah.
China.
Like just
Dude,
that alone.
look at Beijing.
It's directly affecting.
Everyone's wearing fucking masks.
Yeah, and that's something else I was watching. I can't remember on what it was. Maybe it was Bill Maher, maybe it was whatever, one of these shows. And I was saying how, like, in Beijing or whatever, they walk around with masks, yeah? That's what people do. We mask it. As in, like, there's smog everywhere. There, we wear a smog mask, and that'll be fine. Let's not look at what's actually causing everything, or whether that's good or bad.
It's like getting up in the morning, having your cup of rice or whatever the fuck they drink and eat, and they get up and put their suit on to go to work, and then they put on a mask like it's part of the uniform. That's not fucking normal.
Is that normal?
That is not normal.
It's not.
No, dude, imagine you going to work, right, and having to walk out of your front door and putting like a massive oxygen mask on because you can't breathe outside. That's the only way you're going to survive. You walk out of that door, you're dead. That's pretty fucked up.
And that's what shits me every time someone criticizes other countries or points in history. Well, why would anyone fall for that shit? Blah, 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 blah. You know, why would people serve the Aztec king? Or why would anyone fucking do this or that? Why don't people from, in dictatorships just leave? It's like, dude, well, how's that any different to what we're doing? We couldn't grow a tobacco plant in our fucking backyards if we wanted to. We can't paint our houses if we don't like it. Like, literally. You can't do anything to your house. You can't build on your land if you want to make an extension. You want to go up another story.
Dude, if you want a carport,
Yeah, if you want a carport, you got to go to the council to get a permission to do it. Mm-hmm. Isn't this my land?
it's not your land.
Isn't this my fucking land?
It's Crown land.
It's Crown land.
It's fucking Crown.
See what I mean?
Mate.
I just had a thought about ice blocks.
Okay.
Is this really dumb? Like, I don't know if this is really dumb or not, but I'm pretty dumb. So
You're a peculiar little man.
I was going to say, I saw an ice outburst at Oakley. I was having a coffee 2 months ago. It was
Nice.
bad. I'll tell you.
if the polar caps melt, right, or the big ice blocks in the water melt,
Where are you going?
why is the water level going to rise?
Why is what?
Why is the water level going to rise?
Why?
Melts.
Because there's more water.
But the water's already in there. That's in an ice block
So
form.
if you get half a glass of water, yeah, put in say 3 or 4 ice cubes, let it melt, and see if you see there'll be more water in that glass.
Because the ice itself is...
I don't think so.
Dude,
fucking retarded?
Are you retarded? What do you mean smoking, man?
I had a glass full of ice.
No more beer for you, man.
No, I didn't even touch the sides, did we? I had a glass, right, full of ice, full to the brim, and I filled it up with water. I was sitting next to my bed for like fucking all night.
Yep.
Because the volume is already in there, but it's just frozen.
Okay,
So the water's not going to rise.
All right, so get an esky.
Like if you fill this up with ice, right, and then you fill it with water, it's not just going to start overflowing.
Yeah, but the difference is... Okay, if
Are
you
we all
get
done?
exactly what he said, dude. If you get an esky, right,
Fill it with ice.
you fill it with ice and then fill it with water, once the ice melts, the water becomes part of that container, and it's extra mass, dude.
Did you not hear what Bruce Lee said?
Be like water.
Become the cup. Become the cup.
All I'm saying is, dude, if this was a cup, this Red Bull
Drop
can,
pebbles in a pond.
you fill it up with ice.
Soon the ripple crosses the whole pond.
Nicholas, stay with me.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Fill this cup to the brim with ice, right?
Yeah.
And then you fill it up with water, so it's pretty much right at the top of the cup, right? It's not going to overflow once the ice melts because
Okay,
volumes
I'm
are in
going
it.
to prove you wrong. So
Why don't you just go to Google?
When we go out like for jobs and stuff on the weekends, yeah, like I know what you're trying to say. Don't get me wrong. I can see your point.
Like, I'll guarantee that any cup you have with ice in it isn't going to overflow.
I can see your point. I can see your point.
So solve it for me right now, because I'm like, am I dumb or is that just
no,
like...
you're not dumb. No. I get what you're saying. But on weekends, if it's hot, we go out and we freeze our bottles, in the freezer. Just normal, standard fucking water bottles, smaller ones than that. Right? And as it starts melting in the van, it rises. It actually rises. So if we leave the lid on, the bottle expands. You can actually see it expanding. Right? Are you with me? So when I take the lid off, right, you can see the ice that's existed already in there. The ice on the bottom that's been melting is actually lifting. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's coming out from the top. So that's what happens with the iceberg. They're going to melt, and the polar caps and all that kind of shit, and the water's going to rise.
But it's already in there. It's already a volume, but it's just in ice form.
I know what you're saying. Okay.
I can't get my head around it. Like, am I dumb?
No, you're not. No,
Dude, I've never had a glass overfill and fall onto my carpet because I had ice blocks and it was filled to the brim with water. That's never ever happened.
Because you'll be drinking it by the time you drink it by the time it...
No. All the ice can melt. It won't overflow in the cup.
Whatever, man.
They'll get you thinking, dude. I don't know. I just had this thought and I'm like...
Sea level, toe in your head.
Sea level continues to rise at a rate of about 1/8 of an inch per year. The two major causes of global sea level rise are thermal expansion caused by warming of the ocean, since water expands as it warms, and increased melting of land-based ice such as glaciers and ice sheets. So if water expands as it warms,
It expands.
the ice is a
That's what I was
smaller...
trying to tell you. In the bottle, it was expanding.
No.
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 They don't know nothing. They just live in Antarctica 6 months a year. They don't know nothing.
Dim just solved it for me. It's land ice that goes into the water, which makes sense. It's not like the polar ice caps, because they're not going to change.
No, dude. Polar ice caps, right? When they're frozen, they're shrunk, right? As in the water shrinks. Heat expands water. So as in the polar ice caps melt and the water sinks into the rest of the water, and that expands to a bigger volume.
Yeah, but that's the thermal expansion of the molecules or whatever. That's different to like just it's melting, then it's rising.
That also, dude. Okay, the ice caps are sheets of land. They're above the water. They're not in the water. They're sheets of land. once they melt,
Yeah, when that melts and it goes into the
it
water,
becomes mass that goes into the water, and
that
now
makes
it's more
sense.
water.
But I was thinking about just like,
Just standard ice.
what are they called?
What?
The big giant bits of ice in the ocean?
Oh, glaciers and icebergs.
Icebergs.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about icebergs.
Well, icebergs.
Because if an iceberg melts, that's not going to make the...
No, but iceberg will melt, but that floats on top of water. It doesn't actively. It's not an actual mass that sits in the water as part of the same volume.
I think 90% of it sits in the water.
Yeah, there is volume in the water, obviously, because it's floating to a degree.
It's like an ice cube.
Yeah, only 10% of an ice block sticks out of the water.
That's still 10%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where does that go once it melts into the water? It's still 10%, dude. If I punched you at 10%, 10% more
It still
intensity, it'll hurt 10% more. If you had, okay, think of it like this, dude. You have $100. I take $10 off you. You're going to notice that $10. If you had $100, gave it to me, you now have 10% less. I have 10% more. Go fuck yourself. It doesn't make a difference. It's the same with ice.
Yeah.
Same with water.
No, because they said only land-based ice, not like icebergs.
They didn't
That's
say
different.
only. That
Because
was
the
an
ice,
example.
the
Alright.
icebergs
Do you
already
want me to find okay, do you want me to find more?
icebergs already in the water. So
Tell me,
the mass of it's
what
already
would
in
you
there.
like me to Google?
Dude, why do you have so much time on your hands?
Maybe Trump's right.
Trump, who doesn't know the difference between... Dude, did you hear that?
I've set him off now.
Hey, wait a second. Did you see his address on childbirth? 9 months?